Billy, it's for you. Active dry yeast, not instant, active dry. Okay. If you have 2 bowls, it's easier, but it's not necessary. So I'm going to do it with 1 bowl. First thing you do is 2 cups of warm water. About 100 degrees is where you want to be at. Anything hotter than 110, you start to kill the yeast off. So that's good. Oh boy. So we're going to do 2 cups of hot water, warm water. And into this, you're going to add, I think each packet, if you buy them in the store, is 1.25 ounces or 3/4 of an ounce. It's roughly, each packet is roughly a teaspoon and a half. So I do, for this recipe, I do 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry, 7 teaspoons of the active dry yeast. And then you're going to take about 2 tablespoons of sugar. And that gives the yeast food to eat, so that it starts to make the air. I'm looking for a whip. Okay. So once you get all that together, you're gonna mix it. And you wait about 5 minutes. So now you can see after sitting for a few minutes, right, the yeast is nice and foamy. So we're going to do 4 cups of flour. And it usually takes about 5, but I like to start with 4, 3. It depends on the the humidity in the air and stuff. So 4 cups, and then maybe a little bit of salt. I like to put about like a teaspoon and a half, probably. So this is how you're going to work it in. Just work it in slow from the edges. Basically, it's the same thing that a dough mixer would do. You're just doing it by hand. Keep one hand clean so you can add more flour. So now most of it's mixed in there. You got this sticky, crazy looking mess. So now you start to add flour as needed. And I know, Billy, you told me that you hate that in a recipe add flour as needed, but you add flour as needed. So I start with about almost a whole nother cup. Okay, just keep mixing. It's still too sticky, so I'm gonna add like another half a cup. And right about at this stage, I'm pretty committed to the amount of flour, so I can go ahead and use both hands now. And the dough is a lot less sticky because it's not as wet. There we go. Now we're starting to actually get dough, just like at my dad's pizzeria. You'll know when the dough is coming together. And then if it's still a little wet, which I would consider this, if it's sticking to me like that, it's still wet. So it needs a little more flour. need some sort of work surface, and then you'll need it for about 5 minutes. Get that gluten developed. That's how I like to fold, press, turn, fold, press, turn, press. And after you do it for about 5 minutes or so, take it, and I'm sure you remember how we used to fold the dough for the pizza. Like this. You get a nice ball. And then, so you can use if you just have the one ball, you'll put it in, you put it back in, and let me get some Evo real quick. This will stop it from getting a crust on it while it's raising. So coat both sides real good. And then cover with plastic. And we'll be back in, you want to let it raise maybe 10 minutes. We're back just about doubled in volume, which is where you want to be. Dough's nice and light. You can feel the air in it. So we could stretch it out in a square and do focaccia, but we're going to do pizza type things. So we'll just take little bits, right? And make little balls here. I'm just using these because that's what we have. We really don't have any pizza pans. Plenty of Evo. Put some flour on the board. Right? Stretching it out. Well, so you could do it on a flat pan, it'll work fine. Like I said, we're using these because that's just what I have available. Hey, the master, he's done it all. What's up, man? All right, and then if you're gonna do the focaccia, Bill, let it raise again, and then put oil, tomatoes, whatever on it. And if you're gonna do your pizza, you just sauce and cheese it like this, stick it in the oven, and that's it, man. I'll talk to you soon. Bill, this is beautiful. Makes a great pizza crust. This one is a little thick, but the dough cooked really good. See? It's not raw. And we cooked it, I think, for like 8 minutes, 10 minutes in a 500-degree oven. Perfect. You got it now, man.